it's been a while. It's been a few months. I thought I would do a tarot tag by Amethyst Ascension Tarot and Astrology. I'll link it below. The tag is called Tarot Tarot Shelf Superstars. So I was trying to read it as all one word. So you choose a deck per category, and it's like your current superstars. And you can change your mind anytime, she says. And yeah. So let's start with the first one. Your current personal reading superstar. The one you're reaching for again and again. Your ride or die right now. Let me go get it. Me, that's the wild one. So I got this in January 2026. So like a few months ago. And I've been into tarot for like since I was 21, so like about 12 years now, on and off. And I had heard about this, but I didn't get it for this whole time because, well, initially when I was like in my early 20s, I thought monochrome wasn't really my thing. I'm more of a colorful kind of person, and it seemed kind of like a hipster deck, which I don't know why that was part of it, because like I wasn't usually like judgmental about like hipster things or anything like that, but like maybe I just thought it was like not as deep or something, or like kind of more of a trendy thing, that like if you are familiar with tarot, you'd get this one because it looks cool. But I think the biggest thing was that it was monochrome. Anyway, after a hard time in my life, the idea of a black and white deck seemed soothing. So I looked around casually for a few years, and I started paying more attention to this deck. And I had this idea one day of it, like, that it gave, like, the idea of it one day gave me, like, feelings of, like, my childhood personality, and I wondered if it would bring some of that to the surface. Like, it felt kind of familiar. And then I got it, and it didn't. But, yeah, I felt kind of neutral when I was looking through it initially. Like, it was different than I expected. It was more simple and abstract and a little pippish. Like, someone, I don't know who said this originally, but, like, the whole pips with feelings thing. That's when that phrase kind of made more sense to me. I think the only pippish deck I have is the Thoth. Other than this one now. But anyway, when I did my readings, I found myself thinking in new ways. I found myself reaching for it a lot and enjoying the readings and having kind of odd coincidences with them. And I found myself using my intuition more and relying on my own insights, which is kind of helpful because I'm not a very confident reader, and it's helping me to trust myself more. So I have been like a little bit reaching for the guidebook a little bit sometimes, but like since it's not a very meaty guidebook, it kind of forces me to like reflect more and like come up with my own ideas, or like pull from my own or like knowledge. So that's that one. So the next one is your free superstar for best guidebook. The deck whose guidebook deserves a standing ovation. So I'm just going to bring the book out. It's the Numinous Tarot guidebook for the Numinous Tarot. I don't know why I put tape on this. Like, it might have been when I was crazy. Or it might have been because they changed their name. I don't know what the top part was. Maybe I was just like trying to use tape. Sometimes I do that. I just got this water bottle and I covered it in Animal Crossing stickers just because I was trying to like use the stickers up. Like, I think it's, yeah. Anyway, so Numinous Tarot, let me just look up the creators. Just Cedar McLeod. Yep. Okay. So the guidebook for this, I've relied on it the most since I got it. It was one of my, it's not my earliest deck. It's like in the top, let's see, it says, in terms of the ones I've kept, it's like the third or fourth one I got, besides the one I gave away. I can't, remember right now. But, it's very clear. The creator's vision aligns with my values, and it has a growth mindset approach to the cards. You can tell it was made with love in general and for the reader to help them through difficulty and make the most out of their life in terms of happiness and self-acceptance and stuff. It includes reverse meanings. I don't use reversals, but I still find it helpful to read those meanings to get a holistic understanding of a card. Yeah. I'll read from the Knight of Swords. Because that was my card today. So, in this one, it's the Explorer. So, the Explorer of Bells is the activist, the writer, the poet, the musician, the reader, the storyteller. This person is exploring themselves and how they relate to the world through their chosen medium or multiple media. At this stage, the explorer might not share everything they create or find with others. Unlike the other explorers who have mounts to ride, the Explorer of Bells has their very own pair of wings. This allows them to soar over the land alone, surveying all they see with piercing analytical eyes. When they do meet with others, they're likely to ask question after question after question. Who, where, why, how? They want to know everything as soon as possible. This explorer is quick-witted and moves between topics with ease and speed. They like to push boundaries even more than the rest of the explorers, even when the risks are high. They have the mental armor to withstand it. When reversed, the Explorer of Bells becomes someone who pushes way too hard and way too fast. They can become warped by their ambition to learn and discover as much knowledge as possible, or to be the best at their chosen mode of communication. This reverse explorer always has to have the first word, and the second, the third, the last. Often they don't leave much room for others to speak and may even talk over others to get their point across. They may also exhaust themselves by not knowing when to stop and take a break. No one's mind can be running at full speed all the time. This is a person who has high levels of anxiety and tries to address that by keeping busy, never standing still enough to have to think about it more deeply, whether their anxiety is being caused by external pressures or as a result of mental illness. The main tip for Reverse Explorer Bells is simply slow down. Yeah, here's the black monochrome picture. The deck's in color, but yeah. I thought that was really good. It just like makes it really simple and clear, but also like it's deep and like relatable and like tries to help guide you towards like peace and happiness and like love and stuff. So I really like it. Also, like, I'm always impressed when like it takes up like the whole page is like one page. Everything fits perfectly, but it gets the point across. Like, I wonder how much editing and like layout work. It's like crazy. All right, the next one is your current favorite witchiest superstar. The one that feels like candle smoke, ritual, and whispered spells. That's the Find Your Magic Tarot. Okay, so I might be biased because it's newer in my collection, but the Find Your Magic Tarot is set in a magical world where it seems everyone is a witch. Most of the time they have like witch hats on. There's all kinds of spells happening in the deck and candles and smoke too. I I don't know about whispered spells, like the prompt says, since it's kind of blatant. It's not that mysterious to me, but it's fun and witchy. Plus, like, I got this as a gift. My friend, who's way into witchcraft, gave it to me for Christmas. And it reminds me of his vibe and approach. So that makes me feel happy and, like, feel connected to the witchy community. Because I'm kind of far away from them. So, yeah. Not something I would have picked for myself. But, like, I think it's sweet. And it's kind of grown on me. Also, I like that it has, like, technology and modern life in it. You'll see people with, like, iPads and smartphones and cameras and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, I haven't been showing the backs. Here are the backs. The next one is your superstar for past life work. The deck that remembers before you do. So I picked the Terror of the Sweet Twilight for this one. So I don't do past life stuff. If I did, I think I'd be more literal about it. Like the lives I've lived in my current incarnation thus far. Like me as a kid or teen. Or in my early 20s would be past lives. Any personality shifts would be past lives. And I could tell different stories, even fictional, that could describe that vibe for me. I mean, the vibe of that time. I was going to save this one for the later music prompt, but it occurred to me that it fits here better than the Spirit Keepers that I was going to pick as a kind of default. When I use this deck, which is rare, and that's only because I think... well, for two reasons. One was the Ace of Pentacles. It kind of stares that at you, and it kind of creeped me out when I had high anxiety a few years ago. So, I'm better now, so it'll probably be fine. I really like this card. And the other reason is, like, some of the chords have two people on them, and that kind of confuses me. Like, I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. But I should probably use it more. Anyway, so this deck, the reason why I would associate it with, like, past lives, like, with my definition of past lives, is that it kind of reminds me of stuff from my childhood and teen and young adult years all the time. Like, stuff I'd forgotten, like, vibes and how I felt and who I spent time with and how, memories of the way things used to be and the way I used to be, and some of the wisdom and how I dealt with situations and interacted with life. It's like a very watery deck. Not for me. I think for probably a lot of people. Yeah. It's very emotionally intuitive and stuff too. So that's that one. Also, I thought my partner gave me this a few years ago, and I thought I matched it very well. That's this container. So the next one is your crown jewel superstar, the rare treasure, the pride in your collection. So for me, that's the Tildwick. I have the first edition. It was a dream deck for me, and I got it before they reprinted it. But before the creator's brother reprinted it. I haven't used it much. I've used it a couple times. Like, it's just like, I need to take my time with it and study it. But I do love it. And I do wonder how to deal also with the 10 and 9 of swords in everyday readings. Because, like, the 9 has an actual ghost, like a person on it. And this part of the reason why I wanted this deck so bad was because it wasn't, I thought there would be, like, no people. Oh yeah, and then that's the 9 of swords right there. It's like a ghost, I think. Or not, I don't know. And the 10 of swords has, like, an implication of suicide. I like my decks to have a full range of, like, life's experiences, But sometimes I wish those cards were different so I could just engage with the house with like themed rooms as like meetings and explore the rooms and the decor. But it's meant to be like a manor with like a story, so. And I think the pages are also like mausoleums. But I think I just need to approach it on its own terms. I've referenced this person named Bodhiseed study of it and on the different tarot forums, and they've been really helpful. And I finally got like a decent protective case for it because like the box is like it's kind of flimsy. It's not the worst. Like it's lasted this long. I've had this for like a few years. And I wanted to get an Arcana case by T. Susan Chang. But I couldn't afford it. So I was like looking at different cases I could get over the years. And then when I got back into tarot, like last year, a few months ago or whatever, I was like, a lot of my decks needed like cases and containers and stuff, or bags or whatever. So it's just like I just need to get something cheap that'll work for now. So I found this one off of Amazon, and it's not bad. It's pretty, and it's like hard and protective. So this will do. Like once like the box falls apart, this will keep it safe. So I'm happy about that. Someday I will get an Arcana case. Okay, so the next one is your interdimensional communication superstar. If we had new visitors, is this a deck you trust to help translate, interpret, and bridge understanding? So for this one, I picked I was leaning Thoth. I picked the Universal Weight. I was leaning Thoth, but growing up bilingual, even though I've lost most of my other language now. But when I would when you don't want to be able to casually translate something, you kind of try to keep it as simple and direct as possible and search for like commonalities. So I think I'd go for the Universal Weight. It's like easy on the eyes. It's clear. It's literal. It's not very emotional though. In terms of like facial expressions, which could be limiting. Like for that reason, I was leaning towards the Brit's Third Eye Tarot, since it is more emotional, or expressive. But I think the Rider-Waite-Smith has more range of meanings, and I think part of the reason why Brit's Third Eye Tarot works is usually that you already have that range of meaning in your head when you're looking at it, so you know what it's drawing from. But yeah, I think I'd pick the Rider-Waite-Smith because it's simple, but with a decent range of surface level meaning. I guess there's some emotion in it. I mean, like expressiveness. The next one is your Rockstar Musical Landscape Superstar. The deck with a soundtrack. Cinematic, moody, unforgettable. So for this one, I picked the Deviant Moon. I have the Borderless edition. I had a couple ideas for different decks, but I'm also not very musically versed, so I picked the one I have a better idea for. I picked the Deviant Moon, and I thought Danny Elfman's music and soundtracks would fit. Like the song The Little Things from the movie Wanted. That came out a long time ago. And I just listened to, when I was writing this, I listened to some Oingo Boingo songs, and I don't know how many would fit. The ones I listened to were like, not that atmospheric, they're more bouncy. But I think the song Gratitude could work. The other musician I was thinking of was that one guy. That's his name. That one guy. And the song especially called The Moon is Disgusting. It's like funky and like wee 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 wee. I don't know, never mind. But I fit also because, the whole moon thing. So yeah. But I feel like Danny Elfman's music, like and soundtracks and stuff. I wish I could think of like more, but your ancestral gateway superstar. The deck that feels like a doorway to lineage, bloodline, and old wisdom. So for this one, I'm picking Dust to Onyx. I've used it a handful of times. Mostly, it tends to give me the 8 of Pentacles. When I've used it, I feel like it instantly kind of grounds me from like my core to my feet and then to the earth. The guidebook is helpful and full of information and written with a lot of wisdom. This is a card I get a lot. I've learned things about myself and myself as an African that have enriched me. I wish I could get a physical copy of the guidebook, but the PDF is nice too. One of these days I want to do a study of this deck too. I have a lot of decks I bought between 2018 and 2020 when I had quit smoking, and I was like using my cigarette budget to get decks. And I got a lot of decks. But yeah, I want to read the books cover to cover for different decks, this one included. I started up again smoking like 5 years later. And I smoked for another 5 years. And I just quit again a month ago. So yeah, I'm on step 2 of the patch now. Woot woot. Alright, that's that one. Your drama queen superstar. The theatrical one, the overreactor, that deck that turns everything into a faux prophecy. So I wasn't sure whether to go with a Thoth or the Spirit Keepers. Like the Thoth is very dramatic and bold and hard-hitting. Like it has very little chill. But the prompt mentioned prophecy, and I feel like the Spirit Keepers is always trying to connect you to the divine if you're open to using it that way. I have had a reading, I can't remember where it predicted, this was like when I first got it, predicted something happening, and until it happened I was just confused by the card I drew. And it happened pretty quickly too, whatever it had predicted, which I think was part of that prediction. I think the card was a Knight of Wands. So yeah, it could be a dramatic deck if you use it that way. It's very like, I want to change your life or something. And the last one is your slightly unhealthy obsession superstar. The one you think about a little too much, no judgment. So this one is the Thoth, I think. But not because like I do love it, but the reason why it's not an unhealthy obsession is because I fell off studying it a few months ago after I finished reading them about the majors from Milo Duquette's book. I also constantly think about how I don't know how much is sinking in just by reading it. But then again, like I couldn't even finish the book. So I think it was just a chore to look up the card image and like read that description while balancing the iPod on my lap and like flipping back and forth, which is kind of silly. The other thing was I was paranoid of my aunt coming over if I left the book on the table, or my mom complaining or something. So I could just read it at my desk in my room or on the bed or something. I also fell off studying my Kabbalah flashcards. I'm not a very good student. So I'll try to get back on that. It doesn't take up a lot of my day anyway, and I can just like at least set aside a day a week to do it. Yeah, looking at it, I'm like, this is so pretty. I still do readings sometimes, and I was like, even after like I kind of stopped studying, I would do like a reading. Like sometimes it'd go like a week or two without doing a reading, but like I just wasn't uploading to YouTube. Anyway, thanks for the fun tag. I know this tag was about appreciating your collection, and it's helped with that. But I also saw the Dreams of Nile deck that Amethyst showcased, and now I'm mad I haven't been active in the tarot scene as much the past few months, aside from like my blog, I guess. Cause like I missed the Kickstarter. I don't even yeah, I backed one Kickstarter before. Anyway, but I signed up for the mailing list. So hopefully I won't miss the next printing if there is one. Hopefully there is one. Might like try to keep an eye on eBay or something too. It'd probably be stupid expensive, but yeah, I know she's like making another Alice. She's making an Alice. The creator's making an Alice in Wonderland tarot, and that's the next Kickstarter. So I don't know like when she'll get back to this one. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye.